Steve Stine from guitarzoom.com here, and today we're going to be looking at a song called Wonderwall by Oasis. And this is a really great song if you're just learning your open chords, maybe you're focusing on some strumming techniques, things like that. This particular song is also going to be using a capo at the 2nd fret. So if you have a capo, go ahead and put that on, and let's go ahead and get started. So this song, we're primarily going to be using the chords G, D, E minor, and A, but the big difference here is that, at least the way I play it throughout the entire song, I never take these two fingers off what we call the 5th fret here, which would be the 3rd fret from the capo. But if you just think about the entire fretboard there, I'm going to be at the 5th fret putting these two fingers on. So maybe you've played like a 4-finger G chord before, or this chord here where you drop these down, we call that C. Technically, it'd be a C add 9. Again, I'm going to talk about everything relative to the capo here. So this is going to be G, this is going to be C, and with this particular song, we're going to leave these two fingers here on these two strings the entire time. So we're going to be playing E minor, but we're going to leave these two fingers on there, which creates what we'll call an E minor 7 sound. And then we've got our G, and then we're going to go to a D chord, but we're going to still leave this finger down. So instead of playing D like this, we're going to leave those two fingers right there, which would be like a D sus4, we would call that. And then here, we're going to take this finger and we're going to move it up one string, and we're going to play an A chord. Technically, A would be like this, A7 would be like this. Well, we're going to be playing an A7, but we still have these two fingers down. So again, funny names, we're going to call this an A7 sus4. So all I want you to think about is that you're going to leave these fingers here. You're going to be going from E minor to G to D and then to A or A7 by adding that one finger on there. So E minor, G, D by putting this one finger right here on the 3rd string and then moving it up one to make an A7 style sound. So this is the beginning of the song. Now, what makes this song a little bit difficult is that the strum isn't exact, and where the chords move throughout the song isn't always exactly the same. They're just playing. So that's something that we need to talk about a little bit. So if you think about it, if you played all of these chords on the downbeat and you went 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now, in practicing the song, that would be perfectly fine, but when you try and play along, it's going to sound a bit awkward because they're tending to push into the chords a little bit quick. So for instance, like this. See how I'm coming in on that up strum? Now, it changes subtly throughout the entire song, but if you kind of think about it that way, I'm kind of pushing on every one of the chords except for the E minor, okay? Again, when you listen to it, it isn't exact, and sometimes, they might come in on a downbeat as opposed to being pushed in a little bit early, but just kind of get used to that. Now, as far as the strum goes, something like that. Now remember, the thing about strumming is that this is your palette. This is all your downs and ups, and all you're doing is learning how to miss the ones you don't want. The strum keeps going. So again, there's a variety of things that you could do with that strum. It doesn't need to be something exact. So I want you to listen to this a little bit, and certainly listen to the original song, and start trying to kind of think about that. One thing I always try and teach people is when you're learning songs, the first thing you want to do is, give a real good ear to listening to the song over and over and over. Kind of get a feel for what it sounds like and what the rhythm sounds like and where the changes are, all that sort of thing. And then you start scratching to the song. Don't just start trying to play right away, but instead grab your guitar and start just trying to kind of figure out where you want this strum to be. And you can do that along with the song. And once you get comfortable with that, then you can start trying to plan out what your chords are going to be, and then kind of figure out how you're going to play those chords along with that strum. So at the beginning of this song, we've got E minor. Again, I'm going to call them E minor, G, D, and A, but please understand that because these fingers are here, this is E minor 7, this is G, this is D sus4, and this is A7 sus4. But instead of being confusing, I'm just calling it E minor, G, D, and A. So we've got E minor, G, D, A. Then he starts singing, E minor, same thing. By now, I don't believe. Okay, now, this is the first change in the song. You're going to go right to, after he says, I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now, you're going to go to the C add 9. Okay, so that's the first time we've played that. And then we're going to go to the D, and then to the A. Okay, so really, if I remember correctly, this is the only time you do this in the song. It's a little bit different. So we're coming off E, G, D, A, to C add 9, right here. D, A7. Then we go right back into the verse again. So just remember that as a little bit of a change, what I would call a red flag. It's something that doesn't quite fit, and you need to remember that it's different there. So you're going from C to D to the A, or A7, whatever you want to call that, okay? And then we go right back into the verse. Again, I'm sure you've heard it all before. And an E minor, I don't believe about you now, but we don't go back to the C, D, A thing. We go, just keep going. E minor, G, D, A. So you see in the second verse, it's exactly the same all the way through. It doesn't change. So it's only in that first verse that you've got that little red flag right there. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to move into the bridge, okay? And the bridge is going to go from C to D to E minor. Again, these stay down the entire time. C, D. Do it again. Again. But now, so we're at, there are many things that I'd like to say to you, but I don't know how. So right here, we're going to go G, and then we're going to put this finger on the F sharp on the 6th string up here. Kill that string if you can with the finger. And then we're going to go to E minor. And we stay there for 2 beats. So we have G, and then we go to the A7. Stay there for a while. So this is the bridge. So we have all the roads we have to walk are winding. Then we do it again, exact same thing. All the lights that lead us there, winding. And then we go into the next part. There are many things, but here's where it changes. Now we go into the chorus, and the chorus is going to be C, E minor to G. Then back to E minor. Again, C, E minor, G, E minor. Again, C, E minor, G, E minor, and again, C. Then you have a little drum break, and then we're back in. Just kind of strums. Again, I think it's just kind of the E minor there, just kind of building into it. And now we're back into the verse again. So verse number 3 is just the normal verse again, doing the same. that same thing. Then we're back into the bridge. And we end that like we did before. A. Then we're into the chorus, right? So the chorus was C, E minor, G, E minor, C, E minor. And we're just doing that, and I think it just does that until the end of the song. I'm just checking my notes, but I think that's right. So we're just doing over and over and over until the end of the song. So it's a really great song to learn how to do some strumming development. These basic chords of using C and G and D and that sort of thing, but keeping these two fingers in place the entire time and getting used to doing some of that. So again, kind of a fun song to play, and it has all of these little elements that you can try and practice, all right? Thank you for watching this video. If you're enjoying this video and you'd like to support the channel so we can continue to bring you more free content, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications and let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, if you'd like more in-depth training and courses, go to guitarzoom.com and get started for free today.